What's going on YouTube? We are back with another review video. Today we are going to talk about the current setup I have to be able to video record in my vehicle. So whether you're doing videos about the vehicle, you're inside driving and taking video, I'm going to show kind of my setup. I bought in 3 items recently to make sure that I can do this in the future. So we're going to walk through each one of those items. So let's roll the intro. Alright, so first item we'll go through is the suction cup piece that actually attaches to the window. So I went with the, make sure I get the name right here, the Joby Action Series suction cup and Gorilla pod arm. So as you can see, so it's got one main suction cup, pretty nice ergonomical design. It has the normie. If you have any of the other Joby attachments, these Gorilla arms are the same as they are on the actual camera mount. I have a Joby holding up my digital camera right now to record this, so same exact arms. You know, this can come off if you want to make it compact, but suction cup is really good. It's worked really good so far. It hasn't fallen off my windshield since I've been using it. Most of the weight I've had on this is a cell phone with its holder, and then I've also had my GoPro attached to this. So this will, connect to a GoPro mount, so you can actually attach your full GoPro. So from the suction cup stand of things, I got this one because it's small, doesn't take up a lot of the window. I do have a 3 suction cup mount as well. That's great, but it just takes up so much more area on the windshield, so I wanted something a little bit more simple. Super simple design where you press this against the window and then you turn this and that locks the suction cup, but we'll show you kind of a live action of that actually in my truck. But so this is the suction cup piece. When I want to do cell phone recording, I got the, let me make sure I get this right as well, I got the Ulanzi ST03 metal smartphone tripod mount with a cold shoe mount and an Arca style quick release plate. So the Arca style is really this part here. Let me make sure I can get that in so you can see on the bottom there. And then the cold shoe mount is actually hidden in the top here. It's right here on this little lip. If you can see that, there you go. So this is awesome. So this is aluminum. The whole thing's aluminum, and then there's a stainless steel rod in here to really get in here and do the connections. And it has these little rubber pads. Sorry, you guys are getting all blurred out. But so yeah, you can scroll this out. Let me give you some dimensions here on how far this will go out. Really like the design there because it's full metal, which is wonderful. So this will go out as far as 4.1, and it'll collapse as 4.1 inch down to 2.28 inch. So it has, I have a Google Pixel. It easily holds my phone. I do like how it has these rubber mats because everything holds in there really solid. The only thing you have to remember is, especially if you're going to have your phone horizontal, you want to make sure you get away from the not clamping it down on the volume, because it'll either make your volume go up or down. And the Google Pixel kind of has a side squeeze for Google Assistants. If you have that, make sure that it's not pressured in the actual holding arms, because then it'll keep pulling up your assistant. But the other thing I got, and let me back up here, so this is the okay, so we'll talk through the rest of the things, but these also collapse. So this goes super small, super sleek, as you can see, and then this piece works really well as you're closing there. It tightens up there, but all aluminum, all metal. It has the attachment point here on the bottom. Let me get my face out of here. You can see that attaches to, that would go right here. So it works great so far. I have a couple things I want to talk about that weren't so great, but I found a solution for that. The last thing I got was a Ulanzi VL49, just a light. Let me show you the back side of that. It has a bunch of, so this is the newer edition. It has a bunch of buttons, has the increase of brightness. It has the on-off switch, and the M, when you click that, it'll light up these buttons red for how much charge you have. So the M works as to tell you what charge is on it. USB-C port has the shoe here, so you can attach it on both sides, and then it also has the already attached on the bottom, so you can clip that into any cold hot shoe, I can't remember. And then it also has the hole to screw it on. So lots of options here if you want to attach. There's actually 3 shoes on this, so you can attach a microphone to the top of this if you have it hooked up in your setup. 5 different brightness bars, as you can see. yeah, 5 different brightness bars as it goes up. Actually, I can turn it on and you can actually watch that. So if I go like that, woo! So you can see that go down and you can slide that off. So VL49, super cheap. What did I get this for? The light was, let me see here, $22.95, so under 25 bucks, which it works amazing for that price, because then you just needed something small and compact. And then this is $15.95 for the actual cell phone holder. And we'll show you that setup. Well, I'll also show you some recording of recording from the cell phone, recording using the GorillaPod suction from a GoPro as well with the ultra stabilization. And then I'll show you what I did to fix one of the problems with the cell phone mount. So not so much the mount, but using the GorillaPod, using those in combination, there's a lot of shakiness, but I think I found a solution to it, very simple as well. So that was kind of my 3-piece setup. What's really cool is, once again, if you slide this right in here, obviously that slides into that. You can use this to kind of clamp that in, and then essentially your light will fit right into that shoe, and then you can clamp it to make it stay. So you can have a full setup in your car while you're driving, or if you're communicating or you're recording while driving, you're recording about a vehicle or whatever that is. Really cool setup so far. And if you look at all of these pieces, doesn't take up a lot of room. So if you need to put them in like a travel bag, or you need to take them with you, or a simple backpack, I wanted something that was super compact and small, because I have other lights, which is the light that's lighting me up right now, but this is way smaller for a travel light, which I really like. And in the car, I don't want something that's massive from a lighting perspective, and this does, you know, quite a bit of light. It is kind of, I want to say like a colder light, you know, it's more of a bluer than, this is more of like a yellow hue, so realize that color scheme is a little bit more blue in that sense, but love the setup so far. So what I want to do is I want to show how you hook it up, how you can obviously suction it to the window, show you kind of how the setup looks in the vehicle, and then I want to show you how we solve the problem with the shaking and the rattling from the cell phone perspective. Really simple concept, and then I'll show you what the super shaky video looked like versus the not so shaky versus the GoPro as well with the stabilization. And the GoPro, I just had the stabilization on. I didn't use the trick to solve the shakiness. So you're just going to have that video from the GoPro perspective, just using the sensitivity in the actual device. So, all right, we'll jump out to the truck and you can take a look at the setup. All right, we're out here in the truck. I'm going to show you how to install this. Normally, I install it right underneath my rear view mirror. So like we talked about before, there's actually a spring in here. You want to make sure you push it against the window tight enough, and then you're really turning this knob, or this kind of collar, just to lock it in place. So I'm super anal. I always put this at the top, but you can put it at the bottom, doesn't matter, just so you can grab it. You want to put it against the window, and you want to push in so the spring compresses, and then you're just going to turn it, and it locks in there. So you can move this arm around kind of how you need. Then you're going to take your bottom part of your cell phone holder. The other thing I like to use this for is when I'm traveling for directions, you know, navigation. I know I have it in my car, but I actually like using my phone a little bit better from that standpoint. So you can turn this around, set this up how you want. Now, when this is free hanging, kind of like it is right now, which I'll turn the camera a little bit so you can see, I'll take some B-roll of a little bit closer, but this can shake as you're moving down the road. If you have any type of, you know, if you're on the highway or whatever, it doesn't matter. You're gonna get a lot of shaking. What I've noticed is if I just plant this so it doesn't have a backdrop, and you can kind of move this around so it doesn't get super crazy, but you can adjust the arm so that it's actually, if it rests against or it's tight up against, or at least touching the back of touching your dash, you don't get that vibration as much back and forth. I'll show you some video of the actual footage that I took where I have it just out here freestanding, and it's just like, you know, you can see the camera from the cell phone. And my cell phone's a little bit older, so it doesn't have any stabilization or anything like that. But if you have it up against, that tiny little backdrop helps out a lot, and then you don't have that much of a problem. So just a heads up there. The other thing you can do, you know, with this, you just pull this off if you want to get some GoPro footage. I have a Smart Tree GoPro adapter here, and then same thing, exact same adapter size. You can just screw that in, and then you attach your GoPro to that. Same thing, you can lean the GoPro up against the backdrop of the dashboard as well. If you have longer, you know, Joby arms as well. I'm pretty sure they would work because there's just the regular grill arms. But yeah, works really great for this setup, and you can obviously with the cell phone, you can attach your light. Right now I have the light on my camera right now to record this because it's a little dark in here. But once you have this whole thing set up, you know, you can have your light attached here to the bottom of the cold shoe. And yeah, so that's pretty much my setup for recording inside of my vehicle or anything that's dealing with my vehicle if I'm traveling or anything like that. This is once again, I would not use this outside. I'd probably go with something with like a triple suction cup just to be sure. You don't want to be dropping your GoPro or anything like that while you're traveling down the road. But for inside, it does a really good job. It's small, doesn't take up a lot of the windshield, and I really like the setup so far. The only complaint is the vibration with the phone, but I think I have that solved by, you know, leaning it up against the actual dash. So if you have any questions on any of the products, I'll have all the links to the products down below. Let me stop turning around. So if you have any questions specifically about any of the products that I've talked about, or they have tons of really great reviews and questions on Amazon. So some of the reason I picked these specific choices because they had good reviews and they had good comments that I read through. But if you have any specific questions for me, certainly leave them in the comments below. I'll have the product links in the description below as well. And then we will catch you on the next one. All right, thanks.